cardio. Fucking sun is blaring down on my eyes. Yeah, I'd wear glasses on the way to the gym. Like when I got some comments like, Sam, why'd you put your visor up? Just put the glasses on. I don't know. I feel like I feel like kind of an asshole talking to sunglasses. But well, whatever. So plan now. It's been about 3 hours since I did the cardio. I did it really late today, like a fool. But I had a big ass carb meal. The ramen and chicken that I referenced in the cardio video yesterday. Took a nap. Drank a big ass. I think it was about a liter of water ish with like 75 grams of the cluster dextrin too. So I feel pretty much fucking primed. And I ate food before the cardio too. I mean, I didn't do it. I didn't do it fasted. Right. Fasted cardio, it doesn't really fucking change the effects. So Friday night, uh, well, any gym on a Friday night is pretty much going to be empty. So I do not expect to have to, wait or ask to work in on any of the leg machines at the Planet Fitness that I'm headed over to now. So not gonna squat. I'm just gonna fucking add some more adductor work in. See if that changes anything. But even without heavy squats, you know, just the leg extensions plus, maybe a couple of other lighter pressing movements. It's really all I need for a pretty fucking decent quad pump. And now, hamstrings is always the same, just leg curls. Sometimes, if the gym has, the right set of cables, I'll do some cable RDLs, like, stand up on a little box or a platform, bend over, grab the handles. Maybe I'll throw in some Smith machine RDLs, but for the most part, I think the best way to build your hamstrings is going to be with the hamstring curl, right? If I were to pick one or the other. But, you know, I think probably the best way to build your chest is with bench, but I still like doing flies, right? So variation is also a key component of your training. So apart from the fact that I'm doing hamstrings first and then quads, I'm just gonna make sure I go hard. Uh, Probably start off each muscle group with heavy-ish weight, right? Sets where maybe it's not so controlled, and I'm really trying to move around a lot of weight and have a lot of tension on the muscle. But then as the lift progresses, I could go on to lighter weight, slower, really controlled reps, and really focus on the squeeze. Like that would be comparable to doing, really heavy rows where you're kind of swinging, the seated cable, versus a very controlled lat pull down where you're really getting a fucking burn at the bottom, right? I pretty much advocate for an even mix of both of those two styles of sets, right? Because, well, and not even just that, in the order of heavy stuff in the beginning, lighter squeezing stuff towards the end. It doesn't really make sense to me to want to pre-exhaust yourself before trying to do a heavy set just for the sake of making it harder, right? Like people will sort of say, which I mean, I kind of do this too. Sometimes I'll do like a set of pec flies before I do some kind of pressing movement as like a mechanical drop set, like drop set slash superset, right? But if you take that argument to the extreme, then you should run a sprint before you do squats, because then instead of being able to squat 315, maybe you'll only get 225. Right? In my mind, I want to load my muscles with as much weight as they can handle in the beginning of the lift, and then lighter squeezing movements toward the end to get a fucking pump. Goddamn jaywalkers. I don't mind jaywalking, but if they're doing it in front of me, then guess what? It's a problem. So whatever. Now I'm just fucking ranting about what I'm looking at in the street. Let's get started. So I can still feel my hamstrings just a touch. It's just kind of like a lower, kind of near the, I wouldn't say in the knee, kind of just down here. I don't know what I did. It was kind of tight to the extent where I don't really think hitting them is gonna do me any good. Right, taking a day off and coming back at them the next day is probably a better plan. So that'll condense this lift into just quads. Which honestly, I think I could use some more quad bias lifts. Like my hamstrings are pretty developed, but I want some bigger, need a bigger front of the leg, if you know what I'm talking about. So pretty much my go-to warm-up before I, start off with heavy leg extensions, because I mean this is going to be the bulk of the lift, just sitting right here, because I can get a pretty solid stretch in the bottom, and then at the top, super hard squeeze. Quad extensions. Fuck man, it's got quad in the name, right? As long as your knees can take it, I love spamming these heavy. So I'm gonna sit here for a few minutes, just gradually increase weight, get exposed to it. Because if I were to just jump straight to like the whole stack, my knees would be on fire. Not like the inside, like the crunchy part of the joint, but like my tendons, your what's it, your patella, shit like that. Right? Same thing I recommend people do for triceps. If you do tricep pushdowns and it just fucking fires on your elbow, or you're really tender, I think you should probably just take longer warming up. Because for me, same thing with triceps. If I jump straight into super heavy pushdowns, I'm gonna fucking feel it in my tendons. But if I warm up and I actually kind of get them exposed to the weight at first, then I'm gonna be comfortable throwing like 2-3 plates onto the whole stack, doing a straight bar pushdown. So I can sit here a little longer, get warm, and then, I've got 11 sets for quads planned. I'm gonna make sure I go hard on all of them. You're not gonna want to go too crazy on leg extensions. I remember not too long ago I was doing really heavy single leg, and I pulled a little something up here in my whatever this fucking muscle is. Not my hip flexor, but kind of mid quad. Because I mean, I did a this stack is 250, and I was doing 220. Probably a little too much, I guess. But 175 for single leg. It's pretty heavy. Gonna make sure I go all the way down, get a good stretch, squeeze on top. I'll probably do maybe 2 or 3 sets single leg. Shit, I gotta make sure I don't pause the video. Fuck. Shit. Hey. Okay, I think I lied. Let's do one more single leg. Oh God. Okay. I'm pretty satisfied with that. There's another leg extension over there, and it's a bit of a different design. So with this movement machine, you see this fucking round thing, right? the way it's made, I don't want to like get into the insane details, but for the most part, the weight is the same throughout the whole movement, right? Because you got to think you're just rotating this thing. It's got pretty much the same radius the whole way around, right? Basic idea, the weight, like if I were to put a scale on my shins in between the pad and them, you know, when I'm at the top, it's going to read whatever weight, and when at the bottom, it's going to read basically the same, maybe a little different. But the one over there, it's a little bit of a simpler design, and the weight is heavier at the bottom, but it gets lighter at the top. So I like that one every so often because it really lets me squeeze at the top, but still have a ton of tension on the fucking quads at the bottom, right? Which, I mean, that's pretty much best of both worlds. So let's go spam some sets over there. Really, all I'm going to try to focus on is doing as many reps as possible with, you know, full range of motion. You know, sometimes you see me do, well, I might do some partials at the end, right? But, you know, this isn't, with a movement like leg extensions, for me at least, it's not like bench, right? Because with bench, you know, I feel like I have the most tension and I'm working my chest the most, you know, down here at the bottom, but not all the way up to the straightened lockdown position. Because when you lock out, I mean, you're taking tension off the fucking, off your pecs. But, so in that instance, I don't mind doing more so like partial reps, keeping the tension on the chest, really pump it up. It feels good for me. But with leg extensions, right, like tricep pushdowns basically, I want to fucking get all the way to the top, seriously squeeze hard, and then go down in the stretch position. But, you know, once I get weaker throughout the set, I'm not just going to give up when I can't straighten my legs out anymore, right? Like failure, in my opinion, is not when you can't do perfect form, right? This isn't like a squat where you're going to get to a point where you just can't do another rep, right? The fact that you can do partials should motivate you to fucking just try to go as crazy as possible until, you know, it almost feels like you can barely fucking move at the bottom. That's my goal for these sets. Oh shit. Whew. Two more. Dude, Jesus Christ. I just sat down on one of these little blocks and literally just squatting to stand up was fucking hard. It's been a while since I've only done quads. Maybe I should hit them first more often. Honestly, I do think, like, obviously, my legs are not overdeveloped, but, you know, relative to everything else, I think the hamstrings are pretty good. I definitely think if I were to pick one to kind of, you know, up the game on, quads could always use some more work. So I don't feel like I'm missing out on hamstrings today. I feel more so like I get to seriously focus on quads. So let's hit this shit again. And now in terms of your foot placement, or like having your feet turned in versus out, who gives a fuck, man? Whatever lets you feel your quads the most, just do it like that. Also, your knees probably have different angles than everyone else too. Don't think about it too much. Oh yeah, we're getting pumped. Oh fuck. Okay. Let's go back and do some single leg stuff. Don't worry, I'm not replaying the same clips from before, though we are coming back to the exact same exercise and the same style, single leg. But key difference is in the reps execution. Fuck. So rather than load up as much as possible for those 10, instead I'm going to cut the weight by actually literally half. So I was doing 200 before, one leg. Now I'm dropping it to 100. I'm going to really squeeze at the top, at least for the first however many reps I'm strong enough on, and then I'll probably do some partials after. Yeah, so this constitutes the lighter squeezing sets, right? Aimed, more directly at pumping this shit up, right? Whereas, honestly, the first 4 here were the heavy ones, right? That double leg wasn't too heavy, it was a bit lighter, but now we're going even lighter, which, I mean, that's fucking how your workout should be. When you're freshest in the beginning, you do the movements where you're the strongest on, and you go the heaviest on them. And as you get more fatigued, right? Why would it make sense to start off light and then get heavier in the middle and then get weaker towards the end? Right? It just doesn't make sense to me. I feel like all the sets that you're doing before that peak in strength, or that peak in weight at least, were, fluff sets without that much intensity. I mean, obviously you can go hard, but you get the idea, right? I would rather do these leg extensions in the beginning like I did them than start off with like really lightweight and do like a set of 30 and then a set of 25 a little heavier and a set of 20. Like, no, I want to get warmed up, but once I'm warm, I want to jump straight into it. So let's spam these. I think maybe 2 here, and then I'll finish with a double leg something. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Okay. So plan now, as the ender, I'm gonna do a little drop set I like. Well, more so a superset. So the plan is I'm gonna pre-exhaust with leg extension, double leg. I'm not sure what weight. Honestly, at this point, doing the whole stack might be a little too heavy. And then I'm gonna jump onto this leg press right beside me. The whole stack isn't that heavy, but after pre-exhausting, it should feel pretty good. Now, that does kind of contradict my earlier statements in the car, right? I think that was, I don't even remember what I was talking about in the car. Fucking quads always gets me a little bit brain foggy. But I think I was saying some shit about how, it doesn't make sense to pre-exhaust before like a compound lift, right? Because you want to be really strong on it. But for me, I've been chilling out on leg press. Now, if you are going into quads and everything in your whole lower body section feels good, your back's good, I say you better start your leg day with some kind of heavy pressing. If not for the benefit of size, then for the strength that that's going to give you. I would attribute most of my quad strength to the fact that I've squatted on a reasonably consistent basis. I cycle it in, cycle it out. It does get a little bit hard on me, but there's no way my quads would be as strong as they are if I didn't do heavy squats, during most of my bolts. But whatever, let's get this last set in, then fucking go check the pump. Actually, today we'll finally do that fucking pump comparison. Last set. Don't leave anything on the table. I'm not really one to say that kind of, Jocko Willink style of motivation. But I mean, the idea is pretty much fucking right. I would not want to get to the end of my workout and think, oh, well, I did pretty good on all my working sets in the middle. I'll slack off at the end. Not the best mentality. Really, I'm sort of, I'm kind of thinking I've only got one more set, so that means I don't have to fucking save any strength for the end. Right? You shouldn't be thinking about saving your strength for the next set anyway, but, subconsciously, I'm sure that may play a role. But whatever, I got the whole stack. Let's see if I can even fucking do it, and then jump onto the whole stack on that machine leg press. All right, come on. Fuck. Okay, fuck, dude. Ooh. Ooh. Holy crap. Ooh. Let's go check the pump. There we go. All right, so I haven't done anything yet. Let's do a pre-pump check. We can, I don't know if I'll put this in the beginning of the video or the end, but this is the baseline of how the quads are looking. No pump, no nothing, right? Reasonable amount of separation. With the hamstring poking out the side. So let's go throw some weight around and then see how these compare to, what do we think? Is there some good width? There we go. All right, so 11 sets later. Should have at least elicited some kind of change. Let's fucking find out here. I guess no need to take the pants all the way off. Let me just kind of drop them. So this is being compared to the other clip. What do we think? Is there some good width? I think so. It's kind of hard to do a side by side if I can't actually see the original, but you get the idea. Whew. Well, you tell me. I guess. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, no, you're fine. You tell me if the, oh, it definitely looks more fucking pumped. I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell. It's been like, actually, it hasn't even been that long. I think it only took me like, I don't know, maybe 40 minutes to do all that set for quads. Either way, pumped, I guess not beyond belief, but they're pretty pumped. So, let's get in the car. Whew. So, decently sweaty. Decently sweaty. This is kind of bringing up something I've been thinking about. You know, I think I like training quads on their own. I may alter the split somehow such that quads are trained on their own, because they're fucking pretty taxing. I don't know. I'll think about it. Right? Because I mean, I do chest and back each on their own because they're, pretty solid muscles, and they fucking, they fucking break out a sweat going hard. So who knows? I mean, as long as you fit the basic framework of hitting every muscle, once it's basically recovered from the training that you just did beforehand, right? Like I wouldn't want to do, this is obviously rudimentary shit, but I wouldn't want to do chest a day after doing chest, right? But I would probably do chest, you know, 3 days after doing it, or even 2 days. I think 2 days of rest in between hitting a muscle, you're probably not going to be sore anymore unless you did something very, I wouldn't say outlandish, but difficult for your current routine, right? Like if I were to, for whatever reason, try to go on like a run or a jog for, however much time, it would destroy my fucking legs. Like, literally, probably worse than a crazy leg day in terms of soreness, just from like lactic acid buildup, shit like that. Oops, my phone accidentally started playing music. Pause the video. But what I was, yeah. So, like in your workout split, when you do push, let's say I'm just probably assuming this is your split. It's very popular. Push pull legs, right? If that's your shit, then you know all that is you hit a muscle, and then you wait 2 days, and then you do it again, right? So I used to do a pretty weird split early on when I was lifting because I knew that what I was trying to do was hit a muscle every 3 days, pretty much, twice a week. So I had a, it's in a Google Doc somewhere. Maybe I can, actually, I definitely could. Yeah, I'll actually look for it. I'll put it up right here. It was like quads and triceps and hamstrings and shoulders. I don't remember. It was some weird shit, right? But it was following the basic constraint and outline of hitting everything twice a week, right? So basically what I'm trying to say is, if you if you do chest and tries or back and bis, for me, I don't like back and bis because I don't like hitting my biceps after back, then, I'm not going to do that in my split. This, I don't know if this is the most complete. Oh, yeah. So, like the Arnold split, it's a different order of muscle groups than push pull legs, but both of them has the lifter hitting each muscle twice a week, right? So, it doesn't matter how you train basically, right? Like I could do chest and hamstrings, um, you know, back and triceps, quads and biceps. Is that all the muscle groups? Shoulders are in there too. Maybe add shoulders into whatever day, right? And if I just repeated that, I'd still hit every muscle group twice a week. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say. So I may alter my split such that, I can hit quads on their own. I'm starting to think that, just having a dedicated quad day is going to be beneficial for me, right? You should never be content with the amount of knowledge you have and the amount of, I guess the amount of knowledge you have and, how awesome your training routine is. You should always be trying to improve it, right? Because, if you just do the same shit day in, day out, week in, week out, year in, year out, then you're just going to look the same as you always do, right? Not, if you don't constantly kind of put effort into progressing, then guess what? Sure, you can go hard in the gym every day, but you're probably just going to fucking plateau. I think most people hit a plateau after a couple of years just because of, lack of incentive, right? Maybe they get to a point where they're like, all right, I'm pretty big. I guess I don't need to watch any more Jeff Nippert videos, or I don't need to watch any more insert whatever or like John Meadows and shit like that. I don't need to learn any more about training. I got it. That's the last mentality you want to have. So don't worry, I did not forget about the shake, but I did want to go on that little rant. Whether or not it was cohesive, you be the judge. You be the freaking judge. So 50 grams cluster dextrin, 2 scoops. Fuck. I keep forgetting what kind of, is it cream? Is it milk? I don't remember. Chocolate iso, right? The fucking hostile protein. So the protein isn't the important part in the post-workout shake. The carbs are, right? The freaking carbs. So if you can get your hands on any kind of easily digestible carb post-workout, that's going to be in your best interest, right? So since I want to do everything I can, in my best interest to get some more gains, right? I'm fucking slamming these carb shakes post-workout. AMAP, as many a oh AOOP, whatever, as often as possible. Whatever the fuck I'm trying to say. Let's just drink it. I'm low on carbs. I'm starting to spit nonsense. Okay, wait. I can drink it and drive at the same time, but hitting a turn gets a little complicated because it kind of obstructs my view. Ooh, a full. How much volume is in one of these shakers? 22. A 20-ish ounce shake slammed post workout is not inherently the most enjoyable, right? It's not inherently. It's not really something where I go, yum, yum, give me another one. But you gotta do what you gotta do. It's kind of cool. There's a little fucking lava lamp. Whoa, whatever. So, plan now. Go home. Oh my, I have so much fucking laundry to fold. I have 4 clean bins of laundry. Not good. Yeah, I guess I gotta fucking do that shit. So, home, shower, food, fold. Just like the rest of you. I gotta fold my own shit. Hey man, at least I don't have a big ass pile of dirty laundry. At least I'm not that bad. So, tomorrow, oh yeah, I guess so. For the next couple of days, I think there's going to be a little bit of a lull in the uploads. Doing a little bit of a hostile weekend trip. Right, so lifts are going to be recorded. Variety of things are to be recorded. So keep an eye out for the hostile channel for that kind of shit coming out. But I'm still going to be doing my regular schedule. Eating, working out, sleeping. But you may not get so deep of a glimpse on this channel. So try your best not to miss me. Try your best not to miss me, but we'll be back with regularly scheduled content soon enough. This is only gonna be like 2 days. So let's focus on getting home and eating all my shit. And it's gonna be a shoulder day tomorrow, a dedicated shoulder day. So reasonably easy lift for me. Right? I got pretty strong shoulders, but gonna make sure to get a freaky ass fucking pump. So just keep an eye out for that. Later, fools.